Hey everybody, it's Cash Gorley. About to do my Ipsihand session for today, and just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. So there's three pieces to the Ipsihand system. There's this exoskeleton hand piece where two fingers will go in here, and this thing moves back and forth, basically moving my two fingers. There's no electrical stimulation or anything, it's just moving those two fingers. This is a little carriage for the thumb and some straps to hold it into place. This is cool because I could put it on by myself. My wife is more than willing to help, but it's always nice when I can do stuff by myself. And I can do this whole system by myself without any help, so I do appreciate that part. So three pieces. This is the first part. Second part is this headset. There's no electricity or anything, but you put this on your head, and these little sensors right here, they rest on the skin, and they can read the brain waves, the brain signals. And both this headset and the handpiece communicate to this tablet. I'm thinking Bluetooth, communicates via Bluetooth, and there's some imagery on the tablet where it wants you to imagine touching your fingers to your thumb, and I believe that the headpiece reads the brain waves onto how accurate you're thinking about the process, and if you do it properly, it'll move the handpiece to stimulate the muscles. And I guess the mnemonic they use, or the saying they use, is that the muscles that fire together wire together, so while your brain is thinking about moving it and the handpiece is actually moving your muscles, that somehow that reestablishes the pathway, the neural pathway from the brain to the actual finger. So I think that's what's going on. This allows you to choose between a 30-minute or a 45-minute or a 60-minute session. And for the last several weeks, I think for the last 8 weeks, I've been doing a 60-minute session every day. And they say it takes about 8 to 12 weeks to see the results. And I'm starting to feel like the process is working. I'm trusting the process right now. This is an FDA approved device. This is what it looks like with the handpiece on. Two fingers go inside that little carriage thing, and thumb rests on that thumb rest thing. There's 3 straps to hold it on. Little button in the back to turn it on. And some LEDs to show how much battery life is on the device. This is what the headpiece looks like when it's on. You gotta make sure there's 6 sensors. You gotta make sure they're making good contact with the skin. So this is the little tool, and then you just kind of, if the sensor is on the hair, then you just kind of spin the sensor to move the hair out of the way, and then this thing checks each of the sensors to see how good it is communicating, and they got to have a good signal. Like each of those green circles has to turn solid green when it's going through its setup process. So 5 of them did good, but the 6th one, kind of above my right ear, has to be adjusted. So what I do is I take the little piece, I find the sensor, and then I try to make sure that the hair is out of the way, and then we retest. And there, all 6 of them look good. So after everything is calibrated and ready to go, you run through these exercises where you imagine trying to touch your fingers to your thumb, and it goes back and forth between relaxing and trying to touch your fingers to your thumb. And then at the end of it's about 11 or 12 minutes of going back and forth, it tells you how successful you are on the session. So I'm focusing on this and trying to relax my hand during the second part, and then during the first part I'm trying to touch my finger to my thumb, and then it gives you a little bit of feedback on if you're doing it good or not. You know, it'll tell you if you're successful or not. And so it's just back and forth for 11 minutes, and there's 5 sessions like that, and it gives you a breakdown of how good you did at the end, which I'll show you in just a second. And as it's going through the exercises, as you're trying to visualize these things, the hand device will move the fingers up and down. At the end of each set, it gives you a little breakdown, how many reps you did, what your open accuracy and what your close accuracy was. They said they want these percentages to be over 30, but not to give them too much weight. So I just finished my last set, and it took a little bit over an hour. And thanks for watching. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. Have a good one.